Hey guys, it's Clarissa. Today we're going to be reacting to a couple of straight guys talking about trans women. Let's get into it.
What makes you a man?
My biology, my chromosomes,
What if you're
my private
you don't
parts,
have
my genetic makeup.
sex?
Why do transgenders, when they want to become the opposite sex, still contemplate cutting off their private parts to transition into a different body part if the body parts don't matter?
Because society says the body part.
If society says the body parts matter, why do they still do the surgery? See the contradictions between the alphabet people? They don't even know what they believe. They're confused. Most transgender people are confused, and they're suffering a spirit of depression. And they need Jesus, not a surgery.
All right, first of all, let me address what he just said there on the first part. He says, why do trans people contemplate cutting off their body parts if body parts don't matter? First of all, we don't transition or do surgeries for other people. We do it for ourselves to feel better about ourselves, to alleviate our dysphoria. Why the hell would we do it for other people? Like, yes, like indirectly, like by us transitioning ourselves, that does, make us more, I guess, passable. And that makes us transition better into society. So indirectly, like while we're doing it for us, it's also for society to treat us the way we want to. So it's really like a win-win. Contemplating on whether you would get surgeries or not, it depends. It depends on what type of surgery you're going to get. I think aside from SRS, everything else is pretty much a no-brainer. SRSD is the only surgery that trans women might contemplate about because it just poses a lot of risks and complications compared to other surgeries. Like I would not contemplate on getting a trachea shaving. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but it's basically getting rid of your Adam's apple where they would make an incision here and just shave off some of the bone to make it flat. Like I would never contemplate on doing that, as well as having facial feminization surgery where they would cut you like I think here and then like lower down to your skin, exposing your skull, and then shaving the brow bone to make it more look more flat, and you would look a lot more feminine. That maybe a little bit. That's not really cutting off body parts. Well, it's shaving, but I guess same thing. I do think of like risks and complications, of course, with anything. Like to date, I have not done anything, not an injection, not a single drop of Botox, but I'm actually planning on doing that quite soon. I feel like, I don't know, I just never prioritized having body modifications. I always kind of thought about health first, but like, I don't know, I'm changing and I'm like getting older. I feel like I want to experience being the best version of myself physically in my lifetime, like before I die. I just want to be able to experience that. I feel so like confident. Not that I'm not confident now, but like I feel like I could be more confident, with the help of surgery, starting with just the small stuff, right? Nothing major. It's definitely normal. I think this does not only involve trans people, like anybody, whether you're straight or trans or gay or whatever. If you're gonna have a surgery, I think it's worth contemplating, right? I think it's worth thinking about like the risks and complications that you might get by getting this surgery. I don't think that's a trans issue. That's just a people issue, right? That's just not limited to the surgeries that trans people get, but with every surgeries, like there's always risks and complications. So not really a valid like argument, I would say. So the first time I've seen this video and I heard him say this, that they don't even know what they believe in. The alphabet people are confused. Most transgender people are confused. And of course, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I got so defensive in my head, but like, he said most transgender people. And I was like, okay. Right. I feel like a lot of people right now are identifying as trans. And like right now, like the definition of being trans is so like wishy-washy. Like for me, the definition of being transgender is identifying as either a man or a woman and you transition to that sex that you identify with, period. So it's very simple, right? If you're born male and you identify as female, then you are a trans woman. You're transitioning to a woman and vice versa. But now they made it into an umbrella term and, you know, people are calling themselves trans and not even transitioning. Like, I don't get it. Like the whole point of being trans is transitioning. How can you be like, I don't understand how you can become, I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not. But yeah, I agree with him. Like most transgender people are confused, but I think real transgender people like me who have gender dysphoria, which I think is kind of like, you know, what you need to be a transgender person, to have gender dysphoria, meaning, you know, it's a medical term, you were born with it, it's not something that you chose, like it's not a gimmick or a trend that we just want to do or woke up one day and decide to do. Like this is actually explained medically, that, you know, neurologically. So like that's, for me, that's being trans. Anything other than that, I disagree with. So, but yeah, going back to my point, I believe that real transgender people who experience gender dysphoria are not confused. I'm not confused. Like, I have been sure since I was a kid. I've always been secure and confident with my identity. And until now, that's remains to be true. I'm not confused. But like, yeah, the other transgender people, I think so. I think so. With every like new term coming out right now, I think it can, you know, and so many like influences on like TikTok and all of these social media platforms. I guess it is, you can be easily influenced with, you know, all of these like videos, all of the videos that you consume can fuck up with your head. And I get that. But like real trans people, I would say, are not confused. And me as a trans person, I'm not confused. FYI.
Deserted island, and in 100 years you'll have a thriving community of men, women, boys and girls. Now put 100 trans women and 10 men on a deserted island. In 100 years you will find the skeletons of 110 men. Let me break it down. In a world of confusion, ask yourself the critical question: if everyone was to live like this, will mankind continue to exist? If the answer is no, then this way of living is not suitable for mankind. It really is that simple. And don't let anyone fool you into thinking otherwise.
What is your point? I don't get the whole point of this video. What is your point? What are you trying to say? Obviously, we weren't born with vaginas, so obviously we're not capable of giving birth. Everybody in the whole world knows that. So what is your point? Obviously, like if you put 100 women and men, they're going to procreate. And if you put 100 trans women and men, we're all just going to die. But what is your point? Are you saying that trans people should be like eradicated? Are you saying we're horrible people? Are you saying our existence isn't valid? What are you trying to say? That there shouldn't be any trans people? Like, this guy looks so fucking annoying. Like his face is just annoying to me. And the fact that he said it's so simple. Well, it's like he's acting like he's all like, you know, all wisdomy. He looks dumb. All right. And I don't really know what point he's trying to make here. Like, what is your point, dude? Like, bruh, what is your point? What are you trying to say? I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like he's saying that there, you know, shouldn't be any trans people is what I'm getting from this video. And if that is what he's saying from the video, then that's a Friends reference. Yeah, that's really all that I can say about that. Like this video is just stupid. I don't know what point he's trying to make here. Like trans people exist. We're here. We're not going anywhere. And FYI, dumbass, like we didn't choose to be like this. We chose the lifestyle that we have. Yes, we chose to transition. We chose to wear girl clothes, but we're just choosing our truth. This is us choosing to live our authentic lives. I don't really get it, honestly. I'm just gonna stop trying to make sense of this video because it's pointless. So you're stupid. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, guys.